said he was qualified, so he whipped his ass, while he was in there. Now, the other stuff that happened, it went down the way it did, man.
I would like to wish you all the Brits go fuck yourself.
Time for another retro review. WCW Great American Bash 1990. Sting versus Flair in a cage for the title. It's on the line. We'll get to that in a short bit. Let's talk about the undercard, shall we? Because some of it was quite underwhelming. Let's tell it like it is, really. You have to. Brian Pillman versus Buddy Landel. Buddy Landel, a Poundland. Ric Flair, just a knockoff Ric Flair. Bad copy, bad image. Like ordering Ric Flair off of Wish.com and you get Buddy Landel. Pillman defeats him in a 9-minute basic match. Rotunda versus Iron Sheik. We're going back to WrestleMania 1 here, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that tag team match? Anyway, Mike Rotunda gets the win here against Iron Sheik, who's seen better days. Let's have it right in a 6-minute match. Doug Furnas versus Dutch Mantel. This was an awful match, hard to watch. Harley Racer again, who'd seen better days, going up against a decent Tommy Rich, I suppose. Was an okay match, probably the better one out of the first 5 matches. Then this show started to get a little bit better, because up comes the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette going up against the Southern Boys with their racial tone to them, sort of. I didn't like that. Steve Armstrong and Tracy Smothers lose against the Midnight Express in a decent tag match. Probably one of the better tag matches on this show. It was a debut of Van Vader, just absolutely destroyed Tom Zenk in 2 minutes, and we know where he goes. Big things to come from Vader. The Steiner Brothers versus the Freebirds was a decent tag match. Steiner Brothers carried the Freebirds here. Let's have it right. This was a decent match, but not better than the Midnight Express match. I wanted to see the Steiner Brothers versus Midnight. Where is that match? Come on, it's got to come soon. Awful 6-man tag match, just dreadful. Paul Orndorff, Junkyard Dog, who's seen better days. El Gigante, fucking hell. Fucking hell. Sid Vicious, Arn Anderson and Barry Windham tried their best to get anything out of this match. It was brutal, but they seemed just to fuck off and think, fuck it, we're not doing this anymore with El Gigante. He is fucking useless. How the fuck are we supposed to get anything passable out of that big jolly green giant? I do not know. Lex Luger versus Mark Callis was one of the better matches of the whole damn show. How did they drop the ball on Mark Callis? Jesus. Literally months later, he is gone, finished with this company. He loses here to Lex Luger in a very good United States Heavyweight Championship match. Luger just having banger after banger, carrying on from where we left off in 89, 1990. It's very much the same. The tag team titles are on the line. Doom versus the Rock and Roll Express, who had seen better days. Let's have it right. Getting on now. But this was the okay match. Doom, rightful winners, really. Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, proving to be a very, very good tag team. Underrated, not talked about enough, not given their flowers. And then we have a steel cage match of Sting versus Ric Flair. Finally, Sting has won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Ric Flair has been defeated. Good God, it took them long enough to get the title off of him, but how long did they keep it off of him? Far too much interference in this anyway. Horsemen coming in, everybody else getting involved. I didn't care though. Finally, Flair has dropped that title. That's all that really mattered. Decent match though. Flair, Sting. What's not to love? You know Flair's going to put on a decent show. But it's getting boring watching him constantly have these matches and the same sort of outcomes at the end. Let me know what you thought about Great American Bash 1990 down below. Underrated show indeed. Some good, decent matches, and there's some diamonds in the rough, and you know they just don't utilise them. They just stick with the old timers and goes down the pan for a little while, doesn't it? Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon for another retro review.